Okay, guys, welcome to another new series on this channel, on my channel. Today's episode, and kind of, I don't know how many episodes it's going to be, but this series is going to be kind of based on building a Midwestern town or Midwestern style town on the Midwestern Horizons map. Um, so it's one of the biggest maps. I think it's literally the biggest map that you can make on FS22. It's a 64 times map. If you know anything about farm sim, most maps are usually around that 16 to 32. Some are trickle down to the 8 and 4 times. But yeah, this one gives me the largest room that can give me the most creativity and most room to build whatever I want, however I see fit, to match a Midwestern town. I will say it's going to be more based on towns close to me. So I know a lot of towns, they change a lot, even throughout the state that I live in, Iowa. You'll have, I mean, there's towns that are based on Dutch heritage nearby. There's some that are, you know, based more around the schools that are there and stuff like that. So we're going to kind of try and base it on just a larger Midwestern town. Um, and yeah, so the first episode here, we're going to be building a co-op and a John Deere dealership. And then the next episode is probably going to be building a Case dealership and maybe some of the business district, I think. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how today goes. Probably just going to speed through doing all of it, and I'll kind of just check in, give you a tour after we build everything, you know. Um, and then we'll have equipment set out on the Deere dealership, and then we'll have, or well, on the dealerships in general, yeah. We'll have equipment out, obviously, and then the co-op will have some equipment out, and I'll kind of show you guys some of that in the time lapse of building it. But with that being said, this has already been a 3-minute intro, or thereabouts. But I hope you guys enjoy this content. If you do, do me a favor, drop a like down below and subscribe if you can. Every little bit helps, and I really appreciate all the likes and subscribes I've been getting. I appreciate all you guys' support, and I hope you guys stick around, because this won't end with FS22 phasing out. I will definitely be getting FS25, and we'll definitely continue on to there. Probably won't go to there right away because of the greatest thing about Farm Sim is the mods, and you're not going to be uh, right at the start of FS25. You're not going to have all the mods. But yeah, so I already said I was going to try and end that intro, and now I went for another minute. But thank you guys, like I always said, and I'll see you guys on the other side of this time lapse of building a co-op. welcome to the new Cargill. I know not everything exactly accurate as to how a co-op would be, but I tried to get it as close as possible with the mods I have and um, what I or what experience I have. So, um, kind of first up, here's like the parking lot where the workers park, and then I guess I kind of filled up the parking lot, but yeah, like customers would come and park here too. Inside here would be where your nice scale lady would be parking. Usually they're nice. But she would usually there'd be a probe that would take a sample of the grain and then it'd come in here and then yeah. So this kind of be like their break room slash usually there's an office in here. Like this corner would be an office where like the agronomist or the site manager would sit. And then you come out here, and then one of the other ones would have an office or two out here. Um, some of the either if they have two agronomists, which like is whoops, I didn't mean to I meant to close that door. Uh Usually if they're as big as I made this one, then yeah, they'll have two agronomists at minimum, probably three. But yeah. So I guess the time lapse I kind of left you guys right after I got most of the stuff built or put down, and then I did some touch up stuff. Um but yeah, I planted some trees. We'll go over to the feed mill here in a minute and I'll show you that. But yeah, like I said, I try to get it accurate. Usually they'd have where a guy would come off the scale here, and then they'll have one of these set up for like one crop. So like our area, pretty predominant corn, soybeans. That's it. So like one side would be set up for beans, and one would be for corn. And then once most of the beans in the area are harvested, then they'll set up one for like wet corn, and then one for uh, drier corn. So like let's say this one's set up, it's got a dryer on it. You'll take anything over or around 20% corn, you take it here, and then anything over that, you would take it over to, or anything under, let's say 18% would come to this one because usually 18% you can put in a bin, you can dry it down. When they're this big bins, I don't think you really can dry it down much. But I think there's a dryer on this setup too. So yep, there's a dryer back there. Um, so usually then they'll just flash dry it, meaning they'll just run it through there real fast and dry out a couple points. So now we'll kind of just drive through the feed mill. I really did like this build. I forget the modder that made it, but yeah, this would be kind of accurate. Like the mill would be, ignore the glitching wall up there, but the mill would be on this side, and then they have bins on this other side, where like they'd mix the feed on this side. That's where they grind the corn and all that. They'd mix all the ingredients on this side. They run it over to this side, and then have 4 or 5 bins, and then these bins would just unload into the truck. So yeah, we'll go ahead and jump back in our Kubota here. Oh, there we go. I was trying to switch cams there. So yeah, like this would just have a little parking lot for the workers that work here, and sometimes they'd even have feed bags that you can pick up as a customer. So yeah, like this would be like, let's say it's an electrician stopped in working. Then you got some delivery trucks too. So we'll go ahead and sit back around, drive through the grass here. Ignore my terrible driving. We'll go to the back here. So first up, you got your dry fertilizer barn. Mainly what you'd where your lime would be stored, or your pelletized fertilizer would be at, potash, stuff like that. Um, so yeah, then you got over here, you got like your spray tenders. Each of these would be kind of following a couple sprayers around probably. Um, and you know, these co-ops do a lot of custom work. So they'd go out to a guy's field. They bring these out so they could spray the field. And then they got some grain wagons, or not grain wagons, grain trailers. And these would be uh, used by the co-op when they're trying to empty out their bins. A lot of times around here, they'll hire custom haulers to do a lot of the custom hauling. And then you just have your guys available to do whatever else you need around. But lately, a lot of them have been kind of switching to hauling it themselves, hiring some guys to haul it themselves. So then they don't have to pay custom guys a large amount, and they just have to worry about paying a guy a normal paycheck that they pay anyways. So yeah, there's your little conveyor. You drive in here, and then they have tenders that you can fill up, or if you have a spreader yourself, or you can rent one of the co-op spreaders that you'll see out back, then you can fill up there with whatever product you're getting. They got like a little brake shed here by this large uh, dry barn. Over here is the chemical warehouse where you have to keep this warm throughout the year, warm slash then you have to cool it during the summer months because a lot of the chemicals you can't let get above I think it's like 90 degrees and you can't let it, yeah you can't let them freeze. So usually like during the winter they'll keep the shed at like 40 degrees or 45 whatever they choose. So then the chemicals don't freeze because then they aren't as effective. Or some of them, if they have like a live bacteria in there that they use to help fertilizers, they'll that definitely can't freeze and definitely can't get too warm. So here you got some feeder wagons. So the trucks would hook up to that, fill up with feed, go fill up bulk bins at hog barns and stuff. Over here, you got your seed house. They'd store a lot of the seed here, as well as they usually most of the co-ops around. They'll have a treater, and then you can pick up some. Uh, oh, I actually didn't think that would work, but there we go. Yeah, so like it's got a treater, and then it would treat the seed for you. Or well, you can buy it cheaper from the seed company, and then pay these guys half the price that you would buy the treatment from the seed company. Or if you were to buy the treated seed from the seed company, you basically pay around half to maybe three-quarters of the price that you would from the seed company. So yeah, so you can have them custom treat it is basically what they say. Yeah, and then they got tenders that you can rent. And then if you have boxes of seed, then they have tenders for that too. These are just two box ones, or maybe even one box one. Nope, they're two box ones. But yeah, and then every co-op around here has a shop where they can work on the equipment. Um, so that's what this is. And then I probably went a little overboard, but like this is a very large co-op. But they have dozens of sprayers here, or a dozen sprayers probably, and then a bunch of spreaders back here. And they're all different brands. A lot of the co-ops around here have no brand loyalty anymore, which is kind of funny to me. But yeah, you got a bunch of spreaders. You got some air bars, which an air bar is basically a spreader that just um, pushes it out at a more localized and spot instead of a spreader. Like this is just a big fan, basically, just kind of blows it over or broadcasts it over a general area. Whereas this kind of, you're, let's say, I think this is 30 foot wide. Um, it just kind of broadcasts it right there in that 30 feet. And then you can control the rate a little bit better than at a 90 foot rate. So like here would be the spreaders that you can rent, and then the tenders that they would bring out fertilizer to you with. So I think that'll do it for the co-op one. Now we'll go ahead and jump into building the Deere dealership. Okay, guys, I know I said we'll jump into the Deere dealership, but I didn't show you the anhydrous side over here. So they got a bunch of bars that they use, and they also rent out usually a bunch of tanks that you can rent, and have them bring out the anhydrous to you, and then you can rent a bar, and or you can buy your own bar, and then they'll bring out the anhydrous to you. Then they got their fill tanks over here. Usually they're just one big massive one, but these are like half the size of the ones that I see in real life, if not even smaller than that. But yeah, so they got single tanks, they got triple tanks, and they got double tanks. But yeah, so we're on the back side here of the bins, and then you got your outbound scale. So whenever you bring corn in, you come across the scale by the house there, by the normal office there, and then you go across the scale here. So yeah. Man, I'm a fat ass. Jeez. But yeah, this will get your outbound weight, and then usually there's a little ticket printer that'll you can get your ticket at. So, whoops, pay attention. With that, now we'll get into the Deere dealership build. Well, guys, finally got the Deere dealership done here. Got some of the nice big signs here. Got another one here on part of the entrance. But made a nice long lane here that kind of follows the road here and kind of shows off some of the tractors that they have. Bigger horses, smaller ones, some old forage harvesters, and then some of the newer ones. And then just about every model sprayer, their self-propelled sprayer that they got right now. Uh, and some where you could put the buggies on the back, the dry boxes. We got some of their mowers. Obviously, we got a couple of their side-by-sides as I'm driving them. Got some of the combines, some of the older ones, some newer ones. We'll kind of loop around here. Got some older and newer tractors, kind of made a variety of them. And yeah, like I said, you got a bunch of the variety pack of combines, mostly newer ones on this side, some of the older ones on the other side. So go ahead and head over here to the main shop. Um, I obviously use the Prairie State one here because it's one of the few that actually has the Deere logo on the side. Um, but yeah, we got the parking lot over there, workers park there, customers can kind of drive up right here. Um, and I have this little area where they put flowers and stuff, and got a couple of signs, but got some lights too. Um, we'll take you inside the shop if you've never seen this mod. Pretty sure it's on um, Farm, oops, Farm Sims actual mod hub, not one that you got to go find. But this is based off of a real one. I don't remember where Prairie State's based out of. You can make fun of me in the comments for that. I probably could Google search it and find it, but I see their content all the time online or on Instagram. This is their shop. This is their like parts and or parts and parts counter, and got some shelves with the filters and oil and some of the common stuff. They got like their sales uh, spots back here, service, and you're right back out the front door there. So sell steel stuff too. Got some break room. Oh no, it's uh, office. Okay. Oh, up here, break room. Gotcha. Yeah, they got their big shop here. Now I'll actually take you on the official tour of all the tractors and stuff. I probably should start at the shop instead of starting by the tractors, but I got another sign here. The co-op's on the other side there. Yeah, it's probably going to be one of the biggest dealerships you'll ever see in a real town, or in a real life town, real life Midwestern town. But yeah, so like I said, I got a good variety of all the tractors that Deere has made. I didn't get any of the smaller ones because it's actually starting to lag my game a little bit. If I kept going, I was going to do more of the construction stuff too. But yeah, gonna lag my game too much, like I said. We got a shed here. A lot of the local ones, at least around me, they have like a shed where that's just a lean-to style like this, where they can just pull stuff into and park it so it doesn't get any hail on or any extra wind damage from random branches from during a storm or something like that. But yeah, and then you got this one where they would probably put like some of the bigger parts or tires or stuff like that. So maybe park a couple forklifts in there so you get in there without having them in the way in your big shop. Uh, Back over here. That's so then the next row I put uh, older cultivator here, smaller one. A couple of fertilizer bars. Other side we got some of their windrowers. You got a bunch of planters over here. A bunch of the new, some 2016 or 20. I don't know what. I forget what years these are considered like 20. They're like early 2000s to the current one, which is down at the end that they just switched up to in 2022. But yeah, this is 36 rows, 24 rows, 216 rows. Other side, we got a mower, some windrowers, and then a windrower head, and then some uh, choppers. Uh, and these are called I don't know. Don't quote me. They're a mower, but they chop it a lot finer than mowers normally, or at least ones that we use. Okay. But these are the new style of deer planters. If you know anything about that, I think 2022 was the first year where they started using the square boxes, or maybe 2020. But yeah, so I think it's literally just the same bar still. It's just or the same exact bar. It's just changed out, bigger tanks and activity with the technology and stuff nowadays. Um, like I said, it's kind of got a wide variety out here. We got some old row crop cultivators over here. Ignore the voice crack. We got some row crop cultivators, couple rotary hoes, couple old manure spreaders. Then over here we got drills, multiple types of drills. I think even on the other side I got some more drills. Down here, like those sprayer setups that don't have boxes on the back, those would be able to back into these and get a dry box, or they can take a sprayer setup. Um, Yeah, so I got some older style drills here at the end. Then I got an older sprayer, some of their newer pull behind sprayer types, and an old 3-point hookup sprayer. Um, and yeah, you got a VT disc there, a old 20-foot disc, two high-speed discs, cultivator that has somehow rolled its way forward. And push that back. Okay, so enough of a hill right there, of course. Like I said, you got this drill is connected, so you can just pull it and have two that are connected together, and then you double your width on the smaller size that one is. Drill, um, cultivator. Okay, you got two subsoilers here, and then you got one's a 13 rip, others a 9 discs, heavy discs. Okay. They'll turn the ground real black if you wanted to in life. And then up here, got a 2700 9 point, and then 2700 7 point, and 100 5 point. Got an old chisel plow back there, and another old plow that actually has a rate lower that you just, so um that as I kind of walk back to my side by side. That'll be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's a little bit different than you guys are used to. I won't be doing this forever. This will just be a short period here. I just kind of wanted to show um, some of what you can do with Farm Sim if you have all the mods downloaded and everything. But like I said, I'll keep building out a Midwestern style town. This is not the end of this series yet. It'll be once I finish the whole town. But there'll be a couple more episodes for sure. Um, this is just the first one. Like I said, we just built the Deere dealership in the co-op. Next one, more than likely, will be, I think I'm going to do a Case dealership, and then there's going to be one where it's going to be like the Egg Co. and the Everything Else dealership, the other companies, which is very common in my area. Egg Co. or the Egg Co. dealership has, at least the closest one to me, has Kinsey in it as well. They've kind of faded away from using or having Kinsey. They have a couple other brands in there now too, but yeah. But with that, as always, please do me a favor if you did enjoy, like down below, subscribe if you're not, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.